get up. So we've talked about Cowboys owner Jerry Jones moving on from Mike McCarthy. He has spoken to Deion Sanders about the head coaching position. We've spent a lot of time on that side of the story. How about McCarthy's future? He is expected to interview with other teams this week. Shefty reporting he could interview with the Bears as soon as Wednesday. Remember, they were interested in talking to him, and Jerry didn't allow it last week. One person who had an immediate reaction to that McCarthy news was our Dan Orlovsky, who tweeted, "Honestly, I would like Mike in Chicago with Caleb." And I can give you a note. In the over 100-year history of the Packers and the Bears, which is the oldest rivalry in NFL history, no one has been the head coach of both franchises. Obviously, McCarthy was once in Green Bay. How would you feel about McCarthy now in Chicago, coaching Caleb Williams and company? Jeff?
I don't love it. I'll say this. I understand what Dan's infatuation would be, is it's all pre-snap, right? Because that's McCarthy's offense. And so he's going to force Caleb to look, process what's going to happen, maybe limit some of the mistakes he made pre-snap of understanding what defenses look like. I'm just not sure it's today's style offense, which Caleb Williams, it's not Cliff Kingsbury walking in with Jaden Daniels, right? Who's basically sculpting an offense to that player. McCarthy's going to come in and run his system. You saw what he did with Dak when he pushed Kellen Moore out. That's going to be the system he runs, and so I'm not sure that's top end for Caleb.
And that system was really successful with Dak Prescott. I'm not sure if Caleb has the if his ability plays well with Mike McCarthy, but I generally just hate the idea of trying to hire a head coach for the quarterback. Like, that's not, you hire a head coach for the team and then build the team in the way that you want.
So do you like it?
No, I don't like it because to Jeff's point, I'm not sure the reason why you would hire Mike McCarthy is because of his offensive prowess. And I do think that this offense is not an offense that I feel like is in the future of pro football. So, I think it's a great offense for Caleb because it takes a lot of the in-snap thinking away, and it's more like hit your step and let the ball go. But I'm not sure that makes easy answers for Caleb, which I think he needs some easier answers.
And when you talk about Mike McCarthy, you're talking about a play caller / head coach. That's the difference. From my perspective, like when Dan's talking about this, it's one thing to bring in an offensive-minded coach who's a head coach who's not. McCarthy wants to be the play caller,
right?
So that's going to touch that QB every day. By the way, he can't be in every meeting every day if you're the head coach. You're going to have somebody, a Josh McCown type, or name there's a number of different QB guys. Mark Brunell, right in Detroit. There's going to have to be a guy who sits down with that QB and walks him through it. When you're the play caller and head coach, I don't love that for a young quarterback.
Louis Riddick, what do you think? Get Mike McCarthy to Chicago.
Yeah, look, I understand what Dan's getting at, and I think everybody has touched on it. They want to really surround Caleb Williams, or rather puts Caleb Williams in a system that provides more structure for him and takes some of the ad lib and free form of his style of play away. Or not, I don't want to say takes it away, it just kind of harnesses it a little bit. But again, hiring head coaches, for the quarterback. Someone there on the panel said, they don't like when teams do that. This seems like that is exactly what they're looking for. I think Chicago. Look, there's a lot of other things that still need to be fixed there. And look, is Mike McCarthy now, forget his offensive system. Do you believe, though, that he could wind up taking this program overall as far as constructing a staff, making sure that he's in sync with Ryan Poles as far as how this football team looks, not just for the next year, but for the next 3 years? Look, is he the guy who you want? Does he have that kind of vision that marries up with what you want, in addition to him being good for Caleb Williams? I really don't know that because we haven't really talked about Mike McCarthy in that vein as far as being a program builder. So I think this is one of those situations and one of those hirings that really I'd have a lot more questions than just whether or not he would have a positive impact on Caleb Williams. So I'm up in the air about it.
So, Graziano, if you would, you're obviously covering all of this stuff. There are 5 vacancies right now and all the rest of that. There's 6? They didn't close one of them with the Patriots?
Well, they did, but then another one opened with the Cowboys.
Oh, that's okay. Fair enough. Sorry, you're right. Okay. Yes, I overlooked the Cowboys, which would be a first in the history of this show. Of the McCarthy of it all and the everything of it all, where are we as far as the things fans should know?
Well, the Patriots, rushed to their decision as they did last year, and now everybody else will take, I think, what is more of a normal amount of time. I think you have guys interviewing this week that couldn't, by rule, interview last week because their teams were playing. So you'll see like the assistants from the Eagles and the Vikings and the Bills and Baltimore do their interviews. So then everybody will get through their first round this week, and then I think there's regrouping this weekend, and I think next week we'll start to see some news on some of these coaching moves. Maybe McCarthy is a candidate in Chicago. That I do think they will talk to him. Not allowed to until after today because of the contract in Dallas, but I think they are looking for somebody who's been a head coach if they can do that, and he is somebody that has, to Lewis's point, operated the organization the way a head coach does, and you're not always sure you're going to get that if you just hire a coordinator who hasn't done it before.
All right, we will see. Again, all these decisions probably start getting made sometime late this week, next week.
Middle of next week, maybe.
We will find out. That we don't know for sure. Here's the one thing I do know for sure. It's time for pancakes.
Let's go.
Pancakes is one of our favorite things.
So let me show you how we're going to get this thing started. We're back, baby. Bam, bam, bam. We're about to crank this up.
Let's go.
That's how we start this off. Get some of this. It's a thing of beauty. You can't stop us, lady. You can't stop us.
Dominique Foxworth just spanked pancakes on get up.
Receive it. Can we do one more quick?
I got it. Here we go. Sat him down. Brought to you by IHOP. Dominique Foxworth will get us started as only he can.
Hey, got a little mix of college and pros. It had some great weekend, great 5 days. Let's start it out with Quinshawn Judkins. Watch this play. Ohio's. Hey, that little dude went and found somebody. You gotta love it. Listen, hand stepped over him. I want you to watch him finish, and then he steps over him and stands on top. He doesn't understand from an offensive lineman, you lay down on top of and just do like a little spread.
You know what you do.
But that's the way to set the tempo. That was a nasty shot. You gotta like it. Sam Cosby coming up right here. I want you to watch the Commanders. Why are they leading on? Look at him run him and dump him to the sideline. My favorite little skip pull, catches him. He's got his boy on the edge. He had beat McCoy. Hey, I'm going to help you out. Gets that left arm in, drives him down, and then dumps him on the edge, on the high. You got to love that. Hey, you want to know why the Commanders are moving on? Jaden Daniels, that offensive line's doing a pretty good job, too. And then we're going to finish up in Buffalo. Again, why are teams still in the playoffs? Got an offensive line.
Oh, no.
How about this right here? This man is a Mack truck walking down. If you're a DB, my concern is what is he looking at? I mean, did he not see a 6'9", 330-pound man running down full steam to put the head on him? What is going on? That's 3. Spencer Brown, that thing right there. Again, there's not a lot. I need some more. Superman, let's put that thing on.
Wild card round. He's made savings.
That's probably true. We got another week. Let's make it happen.
But he sees it coming, right?
They changed the rule. We used to be able to cut him. We would cut him. Now you can't cut him.
But I mean, look at him.
Classic for a reason.
He just stands there. This is what he broke down to. What are you doing? I mean,
yeah, you got to move. You got to give a juke something.
Give me something. Like,
that's
like a bullseye. That was just.
I should be able to shake a guy with a neck roll. Give him a little something.
Give him nothing.
That might be my new favorite one.
Well, y'all, it looks like the Dallas Cowboys are making waves again, and not just on the field. This week, the buzz around Jerry Jones picking up the phone to chat with Deion Sanders, better known these days as Coach Prime, has got folks talking all over Texas and beyond. Let's be clear, though, this wasn't some official job interview. No, sir. As far as anyone's reported, there's been no formal sit-down between the Cowboys and their Hall of Famer-turned-coach. But here's where it gets interesting. While the Cowboys news is stirring up plenty of chatter, sources close. To Sanders say he's in talks for a nice fat raise over in Boulder with the Colorado Buffaloes. Now, maybe it's just a coincidence, or maybe just maybe, old Deion's letting this Cowboys talk simmer to turn up the heat on his current bosses. One source even pegged it at 99% about staying at Colorado and 1% about making a move to Dallas. Sounds like a power play to me, don't it? Now, don't get me wrong, every savvy businessman knows how to play his cards. Deion's been mastering the art of leverage since his NFL days, so why stop now? What's odd is his outright denial of using any of this for a negotiating ploy. As he told ESPN's Adam Schefter, "I don't need any ploy, I'm me." That's confidence for you, but it's also raising a few eyebrows. Why? Because, let's face it, the name of the game in football, business, and life is leverage. And if anyone knows how to use it, It's Deion Sanders. But here's the kicker, y'all. Whether Sanders is eyeing the Cowboys' job or just beefing up his paycheck at Colorado, one thing's clear. This man knows how to keep folks talking. And that's exactly what Jerry Jones loves, a headline-grabbing, larger-than-life figure who fits the Cowboys brand like a cowboy hat on a Texas rancher. So, here's what I want to know, y'all. Is this whole story just another chapter in Deion's playbook for staying on top, or could he really be the next big thing for Dallas? Would you be excited to see Coach Prime taking the reins of the Cowboys, or do you reckon this is all just smoke and mirrors? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more of the latest Cowboys news and updates.